to introduce Professor Dr. Mohd Fadhil Md Din, and he'll be speaking about MYSUN. Professor Fadhil. Hi, Prof.
Hello. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you? Fine?
Where are you from? You have a lake, is it behind you?
It's okay. I just finished my meetings. I think is this about my time, my session right now? Okay, so thank you very much again for UTM International for hosting this Erasmus Day. So I do hope that everyone can see my slide by now. How many minutes actually given?
10 minutes from.
Okay, never mind. We'll make sure that in 10 minutes. All right, so this is the recent Erasmus grant that we receive, co-partners under UPM, which means that this is already received the grants since 2019. So if you look from this work package, we have 8 work package, 1 till 8, and you can see that kind of analysis in terms of this Erasmus grant is actually on developing, sustaining, and building up what we call it as the Malaysia Sustainable University Campus Network, and we call it as a MYSUN. So since day one, actually, I've been introduced by Associate Professor Dr. Sharifah Kamila actually to actually join this kind of program, especially related to the sustainability. Because in UTM, if people talking about the sustainability, they are referring to me. So that's I'm very proud of actually. But anyway, in UTM, we are not alone. We are actually not working as a single entity. So because of that, what we are actually doing when we receive this Malaysian Sustainable University Campus Network from UPM, because UPM is our partners, the coordinator who actually engaged with her from the day one. So I think I just want to share all of you what exactly the activity inside of what we achieve and what we actually plan for it. For example, like on the registration for this MYSUN, we try to asking few people from other university as well from UTM itself, which one is the best platform for us to register. At the end of we have some, a marathon discussion with our partners and also some other internal discussion. We park our grant under RMC. So we are proud to say that we already registered this grant under RMC under the category of contract research. So why this is very important for us? Because we are very confirmed. This Erasmus is not only on the capacity building itself, it's not only to make it the awareness in terms of the sustainability, but we can also promise this kind of program can make it a deliveries in terms of research output. So that's why we are very suitable in order to park this kind of research grant under research entity. And we already signing this MOU and also the MOA after we receive a very good support from our ex-Vice Chancellor, Datuk Professor I.R. Wahid, because we want to make sure that UTM is not the only institution who are actually working on the sustainability. So because of that, we are making a very good discussion with UPM as one of our coordinator together with EU. And after that, we making a kind of what exactly the best inputs, the best task for us to deliver once it's been finished by 2023, for example. And because of that, we already, making a kind of appointment, and I think that one is a very similar to those other Erasmus grant. But I just want to say, and what we believe, once we are already agreed on that kind of costing for each partners or institutions, at that time we need to ensure that what exactly the main target, what exactly the potential plan that we have to establish between the partners. So because of that, now this is what we need to do, right? We have been asking by our coordinators from EU They said that, can you do a kind of, very interactive, brandings in terms of sustainability, especially from our MYSUN activity, and we want to, promote it from our Facebook, from our Instagram, as well as from the website itself. So because of that, it's very difficult for me, because I mentioned to the coordinator, if you want to make it a kind of, the picture be all together, it's difficult because of the SOPs and the COVID-19. I think you know that one. So we try to pick few pictures showing our commitment in terms of what we are doing. And I'm very happy to say that our group is not only consists academician. We also have people from, like for example, research officer. We have two research officer, as well as from Mr. Chu, especially from our TNCPI team, who helping us, especially from the first day, the day one, actually, in order to make sure that we understanding on that kind of program, the agreement and everything. As well as we have Dr. D. Dr. D, you are welcome to this kind of group. Why? Because we need you in order for us to make another platform on promotion. For example, like we already finished our ATU NET OGC SDG last 2 days. So this is one of activity the MYSUN is asking us, not only working on ourselves. We need to make sure that everybody can be in our team. So that's what we are doing. And this is one of the activity, and UTM is also having this hashtag. If you look into this sustainable campus, it's also referred to UTM. So this is what we are doing, and we already promoting it very well to other platforms. And if you look to this kind of framework, right, as I mentioned earlier, we have 8 work packages, which means that this framework very, very original, is not coming from our coordinator. This is what we understand from the input or the output from the proposal. So our internal team, I'm very happy, politely to say that internal team in UTM helping me in order to create this kind of framework, to make sure that everybody is understanding which part is actually connecting and making a kind of emerging between those kind of output. For example, for UTM, we need to do work package 1 and also work package 5. So from the work package 1 and work package 5, why this is a very important for us to understand, because the first thing we need to know the baseline, the existence of the sustainability element, especially in Malaysia. So what we are doing, we are focusing in terms of the depth analysis reports on the practices and also the policies, as well as some other relevant topics that we need to ensure there is some kind of elements already established inside the campus. And because of that, this work package 1 is more related to the internal energy, internal efforts by the institution. But work package 5 is something like we need to connect with other local stakeholders, that actually we need to ensure that our local institution, university inside the campus is not working by themselves. They must reflect. The sustainability must also engage or at least utilize the national platform, for example. What exactly the national platform on energy, on water, on waste, something like that. So work package 5 is about that. So because of this kind of very important for us to connect between internal and external one, so that's why we are making a national workshop on campus sustainability. I will show later on how we are going to do. By now, we already have that kind of platform. So the next task is, of course, the strategy, right? To engage and to do our progress. And because work package 1 is, the first starting point for us to get that kind of information, especially from the institution. So we are synergized with MMU, okay, MMU and UTM. is all together we are developing our survey and questionnaire. But what we are experience from what we gain from this kind of survey is not easy as we thought. Why? Because once we are referring the survey and questionnaire, one of the important things people saying about, did you already disseminate and get the approval from this kind of committee first, especially on the integrity and something like that. So this is a very challenging for us. In order for us to start, even the survey is not yet to distribute, but we need to ensure that it must be in place. What we are trying to do internally, we are engaged with our partners from other universities, from UNIMAS, UMS and everything, but we managed to get that one. So since March, we already have a kind of meetings, and two of our friends from UTM, Dr. Shazwin, as well as Professor Shahrul, they already, and also maybe Dr. D, I think 3 of you already visited UA that time, and that time is still unlocked, right? You can also visit, but after that, there is no other site visit. So we have to, make it some modification on our work package. So because you can see here, we're supposed to have a second visit at Unigay by June, for example. And because of this, we already shifted our practices and our delivery on the outcome. So what we are doing, we are transforming those kind of reflection reports, not only based on the survey, not only on the site visit, but we are targeting to our partners. So what we are doing, we are making some internal interview, and we are interviewing them in order to get some kind of insight perspective about the benchmarking and practices, especially from EU and from Malaysian context. So that's what we are doing, and it's still ongoing since it is some hiccup already happened in July and August, but we're still continuing now until October. So this is something like we are hoping that this kind of element on the task can also deliver between the timeline. So, but of course, when we talk to our coordinator from EU, they said no problem, because we still continue whatever we cannot get from the July or maybe August, something like that. So we already completed our task. If you look here, even it is under the pandemic, even it is under the lockdown, but we still managed to get these things in between a few months. So it means that we are very passionate to ensure that this kind of deliveries of this kind of output can manage and also to benefit to other work package, because this must be completed first before they can start some other element, especially for the roundtable discussion, for the element on the local stakeholder workshop, and also some kind of reports in order to present on the mocks, something like that. So this is what we are doing, and we're still ongoing, especially to prepare the analysis on the survey. And this is what we already done. I hope that, especially for UTM, we already completed that kind of respondent. Thank you very much, because that kind of respondent is actually coming from students, from the teaching staff, technical management, as well as some other non-academic that actually not listed in this kind of category. They already in the what we call that as a position to ensure that this is actually the element that we need, what you are thinking, what you have been experienced inside your campus about the sustainability. So because of that, we are producing this kind of reflection flow. So the reflection is a very, very important, because we need to ensure that this is a good practice in higher education institution in Malaysia to practice and make it as a policy. Because what we are what we heard from other institutions in Malaysia especially, they say that sustainability is always silo, because they manage by themselves. There is no strong support from other management, and even if they want to report on the sustainability, nobody cares about the sustainability. So this is what the reflection put in our elements, especially what the things the university must do. So UTM definitely is the best institution to say what the good practice, because at the same time, we, especially me, we always as the sustainability effort and also the initiative. And that's why we transform back what exactly the campus sustainability is all about. But for other institution partners, they are not in the sustainability office. So they may be lost what they actually the practices. So we helping them in order to make this much more relevant. And this is last, the work package 5 that we have to commit for this Erasmus program. And we are so happy to say that at the end of this kind of work package, we need to do a kind of conference and workshop. And we are so lucky because at the same time, we managed to have this RCC and SD all together, we combine. We receive fund from JICA on seat, and we receive fund from our Erasmus. So we combine together these two things and we produce this. So you can see that this sustainability is such of this synergy and some kind of element. We need to ensure that we reach everybody because SDG is about no one left behind. So this is what we are doing and we're promoting, and this is what we have to do during the RCC and MYSUN workshop. And I would like to say that our mode now is on virtual because last time maybe lockdown is not there. So we are hoping that the virtual mode can ensure that our roundtable session will be benefits to other stakeholders. And because of that, I would like to thank especially to UTM International who hosting this one, as well as other partners, especially our coordinator from UPM. We have UMS, we have UUM, MMU, Universiti Malaysia Pahang, UITM, and also our EU partners. So thank you very much. So that is my sharing. I hope that it is within 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you. Alhamdulillah. So we're moving on.